Hi, my name is Stephen D. Joya, and I'm the instructor for SOC 100. And this is an online class. And so this video is a welcome video, so welcome to the class. I'm glad you decided to join. And I'm going to run through the way our class is set up, just so there's no confusion at the beginning. So hopefully everybody found this video and started watching it. I'll start off with our welcome letter. It's right here, so right on the front page when you log on, you'll see this. Hopefully you're able to see it because this video will be attached to the letter. This is the textbook we're using. You do not have to get this book on paper. I have a link. So right here, if you click on this link, you'll get to Flat World. That's the company that makes the book. And you can go ahead and go down here and order online access. And it's only $29.95, so it gets you access to a college text for a very affordable price. If you want, you can pay extra and get an e-download or a color textbook, or you can go ahead and get both, but by no means are those necessary. The online access will get you everything you need. So with this, you also have the first 3 chapters are included. So if you hit preview the first 3 chapters, you can go ahead and have access to the first 3 chapters of the book. So if you don't have money for your book yet, that's fine. You still have access for the first 3 weeks. So make sure you get that taken care of. And so we'll go through, here's the welcome letter. This is just basically introducing you to the class. Every Sunday at midnight, Mountain Time is where I'm located, your assignments are due. So if you live in a different time zone, make sure you adjust your clock accordingly on D2L to reflect your due date. So some people might see it being due at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's not the case. We'll be doing everything to do at midnight. It's spearfish time. As you scroll down, we have a news item section. This is where we'll put updates or anything that comes up for the class. I like to start off with a cartoon or something funny. I find this to be a pretty hilarious quote from Margaret Mead. And she's actually a culture anthropologist, but she has some interesting social insight. For the class every week, you'll just have to go to the content section and work your way down. Before each section, I don't have it up yet, but I'll generally have a screencast, which will be a video that shows the screen, and I'll work you through everything that's due this week, or every week of the class. Make sure you watch them. I tell you exactly what's due. If you do everything that's on there, there's no reason you won't do great in the class. If you don't watch that, you might miss out on some important information, or some due dates, or I'll give you extra information for the paper that we have for the class. And so that will happen in the screencast. And as you work down, you'll have an assignment sheet, which we can click on. You'll see an assignment sheet for the class. And then here's our first discussion post. So you're going to introduce each other, yourselves to each other. I'm a firm believer that learning is a social process, and just because we're online, it doesn't mean we can't be social. And in fact, I put a lot of weight in the discussions we have. So we'll have discussions that tie into concepts that we've watched videos about or read about in the class throughout the semester, and you're going to have a discussion on those. That's where you'll demonstrate that you know the information. And I really believe a discussion is a rich area for showing what you know. This week we have 3 videos. I don't want to ever reinvent the wheel, so I found 3 really good crash course videos that go over what sociology is. And I think when you're starting a class, you should know what you're doing. You should know what you're studying. Watch these. They get into information in our text and things that will be on the quiz. And then we have another discussion question here. So we're gonna what's going to happen is the introductory discussion you are going to fully engage in this week. So I want you to make sure you read everybody's intro post and respond to at least 3 of your classmates. You'll have a little extra time to do so. I'm not going to grade those next Sunday, but I'll give you a little extra time for them. But I want you to go ahead and move through that introduction discussion. These other discussions, we're just going to post an initial post. So all you're going to do is answer this question and answer this question. Make sure you don't start responding into those until I tell you to. So what's going to happen is each week we'll piggyback onto the next week. What you put for your initial post by this coming Sunday, the following Monday morning or 12:01 after midnight, you can start answering each other on these posts. There's always a few people who jump the gun and don't realize how it works right away, and I will send you a reminder. But I want you to have the post actually be a discussion. You're required to log on at least 3 different days to do your responses. So make sure that you're able to log on at least 3 different days for this class. The first question is using a sociological imagination. And so that's basically taking your eyes and trying to view the familiar as being strange. You know, why, for example, do we get in an elevator and we face forward? Why do we raise our hands in class but not at home at the dinner table? You know, maybe some people do, but in general, most people just speak. But you're going to give an example of how you can use a sociological lens to view the world and try to see the familiar as being strange. And then there's going to be a question where these other videos and what you read from the textbook, you should be able to answer just fine. It's explaining sociology. And so you're going to explain what sociology is. You know, suppose you're talking to a friend or a family member and you tell them you're taking a sociology class and they say, what is that? You know, so I want to see if you have a basic understanding of what sociology is. Following this, you're going to have a knowledge review quiz on the text. This is open book. Make sure you do it open book because I want you to read. There's not very much reading for the flat world books, but I want you to read it, take it open book, and go ahead and answer these. There's no reason you shouldn't get an A on this if you give yourself proper time. And then we have a Dropbox assignment. And a big part of sociology is getting to know big thinkers. So we're going to look at Durkheim, Marx, and Du Bois. Three older sociologists, you know, so they're people from the earlier part of the study of the sociology, and they're all major pivots. And the way we see these people is they had a big idea, and people take that idea and they pivot with it and they move further. So an example would be Marx and conflict theory. You know, we have people now like Patricia Hill Collins, who is a modern sociologist who brings that into looking at race and gender and how those intersect and looking at intersectionality. But she pivots with Marx's idea to make another idea. You learn these just to know these big thoughts, not necessarily to parrot them, but just to know about the big thinkers. And at the end, you know, you'll be done. Once you have all that done, you'll have a checklist. So you click on the checklist, and it should give you an opportunity to click on what you've done. This is self-reporting. You know, if you don't do anything and you click the checklist, I'm not going to even see that, but the checklist is there for your own good, just to know you have indeed completed the assignments. So again, you know, you have the discussions. So your initial discussion, your introduction. I want you to introduce yourselves to the class. Go ahead and start conversing with each other. You have 3 videos, 2 more discussion threads, and again, you're just putting initial posts on these 2. These 2 threads, just post on them, and next week I'll tell you when to start answering them. And following that, you'll have the review quiz and a Dropbox assignment. And this will get you through the first week. So I probably won't put up a screencast this week, this would be sufficient. If you have any questions, make sure you email me on D2L. Go to the top of the screen and you can go a few ways. One is you can go to resources, you go to class list, you can go to the class list, you can click on me, don't click on me, you can click on this button, send me an email, okay, and it will go directly to me on D2L, and I check this every day, so I'll be able to get back to you and answer you. And if there's if it's a question that I think other people might need answered, I might send the answer back in a group email to the whole class, or I might put it as a news item or discuss it in the next screencast. So make sure you communicate with me. I am very fast at getting back to people. I pride myself on that. And I am very happy that we're starting the semester and enjoy learning with you. Thank you so much.